Well, Rigor here from Rigor's Garage and Boat Basin. Today we're working on the 1984 Wellcraft Excalibur. Got to change the Outdrive bellows. So I hope you find this interesting. If you do, please like and subscribe, and of course, thanks for watching. Okay, what we're changing, let me undo the cover here, is we've got to change basically the Outdrive, the bellows inside of here, the rubber bellows. I can feel them, but you can't see them. And got to do several things. This drive has external hydraulic steering, so I've got to take this large bolt off. Basically, this hydraulic ram pushes the Outdrive back and forth. I've got to drop the nose down on the boat. Let me get up here. Basically, right now it's the boat's kind of nose high. It has to come down where the hitch is on the ground, and that has to do with the alignment of the drive shaft when you put it back in. So let me get just turn it on the crank here and lower the nose on the boat. Okay, as you can see, I've got the Outdrive down. I really can't go any further because it's starting to put a little groove in the ground. So that's kind of where it sits. Now we start the disassembly. Okay, that's about as low as it goes. We've got it right down here on the ground. So if you see now, the boat is nose down instead of nose high. Okay, back to work on the Outdrive. Okay, the hydraulic steering is removed from the Outdrive. Now, on some of the newer Outdrives, they want you to put the gear shift in forward. Now, keep in mind, the TRS drive has a transmission inside the boat that controls forward and reverse. So this Outdrive is always in gear, which is why it'll handle 600 horse. Okay, next thing, take this bolt out right here that holds the hydraulic cylinders, and then take off these 6 bolts right here, and that'll allow the Outdrive to be pulled off. Hey there, I wanted to tell you about some people I know. One fellow, since I'm from Minnesota originally, he was a farmer, and he spent part of his day acting as a scarecrow. You know, during that time you might say that he was outstanding in his field. Then there was another fellow. He became a tailor, but soon he quit the job because he found he wasn't suited for the job. Then there's a fellow that worked in the calendar factory. He got fired. He took a day off without permission in February. So much for that job. Okay, got all the hardware off. These are the trim cylinders. You see they're off. Here's the rubber little baby bumpers or whatever there are. This is the little ground spring. There was one here and there was one on this side. Basically these nuts, they're all 3/4. The 3 of them there, they're 3/4, 3/4. Here's the little rubber things that go on the Outdrive. this is the grounding spring that goes on between these bumpers. Got to have that. That grounds the trim cylinders to the Outdrive. So there we are. Right now we're ready to basically pull the Outdrive away from the bell housing, which is right here, and this is where the bellows are at. Okay, that's progress. The Outdrive's off the boat. All I did was lift up right here on the skeg, got it loose. There's the bell housing, and the bellows are in that hole. Okay, first thing we did, we tilted this all the way up and one underneath, and there's a band clamp underneath there with a 5/16 inch socket. Uh-oh. There it is, the offending offender.
Voila.
The bellows.
Okay.
So, what we gotta do? Clean off the surfaces?
That's the next step.
Okay, so we gotta clean off the monkey snot on the...
All the adhesive off of the front.
All the old adhesive. Okay. Okay. Next thing I need here, bellows are off, but on the inside of this, where the bellows go is covered in bellows adhesive. It's got to come off. You need brake clean, carburetor cleaner. You got to take and soak it. The bellows adhesive goes right here. There's a groove in the Outdrive, if you take and see right here, and you put bellows adhesive around here. It's kind of yellow, I call it monkey snot, and then you put the bands on it. And so we got to clean this off. So let me get paper towels and probably brake cleaner or carburetor cleaner, something like that, and we're going to soak it overnight. Okay, so here's what I used. I used carburetor cleaner. I use a little brake cleaner to clean things off, and then I use carburetor cleaner to get in here, like behind this lip, to take off the monkey snot. And you can see I doused the rags full of cleaner, and then I got in here and wiped around the front ring with the rags. Now, be careful. As you'll see in my Outdrive, right here, the carburetor or the brake cleaner takes the paint off the Outdrive. Not good. So, now the other thing I got to get is there's 2 O-rings on the prop shaft, and then right here is another big O-ring. Let me see here. Here it is. I've got to go and get the O-rings. That's next, and then tomorrow we put the bellows on. Okay, so here's what I used. I used carburetor cleaner. I use a little brake cleaner to clean things off. And then I use carburetor cleaner to get in here, like behind this lip, to take off the monkey snot. And you can see I doused the rags full of cleaner, and then I got in here and wiped around the front ring with the rags. Now, be careful. As you'll see in my Outdrive, right here, the carburetor or the brake cleaner takes the paint off the Outdrive. Not good. So, now the other thing I gotta get is there's 2 O-rings on the prop shaft, and then right here is another big O-ring. Let me see here. Here it is. I've got to go and get the O-rings. That's next, and then tomorrow we put the bellows on.
I'm going to set. I try to sit. I don't fall down.
Use the scraper and clean the mating surfaces here and on Outdrive, and you will find little pieces all around here which I need to clean up later from the old gasket. Now we're going to put the new gasket, which basically seals the water from this area from getting into the bellows.
And if you have your correct height, you're going to be pretty close to, this is going to move up and down a little bit. So what we do then is this will stay there kind of for the most part as long as nothing bad happens. What we want to do is bring up the studs so they start to mate and push in. You look at parallelism.
Yeah.
Here. And then make sure that this fits inside of this finned area. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now that we have that, now you have to turn ever so slightly to see if the spline will actually lock and start to lock into position. And we haven't hit anything obstruction-wise yet. So sometimes you take a shaft and put it down here to kind of help this get in line.
Yep.
And you wiggle it and jiggle it and talk to it nicely.
Now, before we did this, we greased the splines, and we used the grease gun over there on the 2 U-joint places to grease the U-joints. We put the gasket on. We put 2 little tiny O-rings on the input shaft, and now he has it mounted on the bolts, and we're trying to slide it in.
Okay, this is a little overkill on this, but that's how we do it. It must be pretty darn close.
That's slowly moving.
Yeah, that's the thing. But the biggest thing is that's too big. I have a smaller, fairly long screwdriver. Move that.
Okay, so we're cleaning that shaft. Notice we put an extension in here. This is definitely a 2-man job. I'm going to tell you, we put that in there. The whole relationship of the Outdrive. I mean, this is a bear to get on. Now, the back shaft for the hydraulic cylinders is full of lake schmutz. So we're gonna clean that off on a wire wheel, and I'm gonna put the bolts on. Nothing here about putting bolts on, that's not exciting. So I'll bring it back. Okay. Outdrive is bolted back to the bell housing. As soon as we get the shaft back, we'll take the two of us and we'll lift up and pull that extension out. All done. All I got to do is paint the skeg with some Mercury Marine Phantom Black paint, and we're ready to go in the water. That's it. I hope you liked it. That's how you change the bellows on a TRS drive. It's very similar on the other Mercury Outdrives, not much different. If you like this, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.